Hey troglodytes, welcome back to another episode of Trogly's Guitars. Today we have a beautiful late 2000s, I believe 2007 if I remember correctly, Les Paul Custom in the very rare, I guess I wouldn't say rare, but desirable finish Silverburst. There's definitely a lot less Silverbursts out there than, Cherry Sunburst and all those other ones. But these beautiful Les Paul Customs originated in, I think, 1977 was the first year. There wasn't very many. 78 is kind of considered the first official year for Silverbursts. And they went until, I think, 85, 87. Then they kind of disappeared until they were kind of reissued. And they're usually done in limited numbers per year. So this one is in good shape. I'm sure it could pass off as new if polished up and all that. But there are a few little things that we need to go over on the guitar. For the most part, it's stock except for a replaced nut, and it looks like it's been rewired to 50s style. Alright, so headstock, very clean. You have some light marks from string changes, but nothing too incredibly bad as you see when we get it in the light. You have your typical tooling marks, lacquer shrinking, where it's just how Gibson does their inlays. I have to say this on every video. That's how you know it's a real Gibson, is it's got those little lines. And as it ages, they'll be a little bit more prominent, but that's just how Gibson does their mother of pearl inlaying. Something to notice is the truss rod cover at the top here is slightly cracked from over tightening of that screw. They probably did that when they were setting it up with a new nut. Now it does have a new nut. The container said it was Tusk, but whoever installed it was not very good. The nut slots are cut a little too deep, so you kind of get a sitar sound. Like it's just a little bit too deep, but once you fret the note, it goes away, so that's how you know the issue's there. So I do have the original nut, what I'm assuming is the original nut, so I will include that in case you want to switch that back. Or you could just put a piece of painter's tape and shim it. It's not a beautiful thing, but it does work. That's basically the only issue on the guitar, and in my opinion it really only affects these two strings here. But I mean, it's fairly minor, but it just kind of has that slightly pinched sound to it. I always say it sounds like a sitar. That wow type of thing. Alright, so 2007, I believe, makes this still ebony. I forget what the official year is that they switched to the rich light. I think it was 2011, 2012, maybe 2010. But this one's still ebony. Frets are in great shape. Very minor wear, if any. I honestly, I see very, very tiny amounts of wear here. Yeah, you can kind of see it a little. So nothing to worry about. Wasn't played that much. I just cleaned and oiled the fretboard and frets. Now on to the front of the guitar. A beautiful Silverburst. Once you get into the light, you'll see some handling marks and some light picking wear. That's very common. I would say 99% of what you're seeing would polish out with a good professional polish job. I've just come to terms that I am not good at polishing guitars. I can clean the fretboards up and frets real good, but when it comes to polishing the guitar, it's best to leave that to someone else. Looks like you do have a very minor ding. Let's see if we can get it. There we go. You can kind of see it in the light there. Very minor, but it is there. As well as a tiny little guy there. Nothing too bad. Looks like a small one there. Whoops. Just trying to be as thorough as possible here. That way, whenever you're selling a guitar that's, near mint, you definitely want to point out all the tiny little flaws. So you got some light wear there from like your shirt scratches. You can see looks like a small little ding there. And some light dulling of the finish here, just from, once again, your shirt or whatnot. Original Gibson pickups in here. And some wear and tear there. Once again, black guitars are hard to keep clean, so the black areas definitely show the wear more so than the silver. But once again, that's really only when you're up close and looking. From far away, it looks great. But, you know, if you want a collector piece, you know, send this to your polisher. They can polish and buff it up and it'll look perfect. Alright, back of the guitar equally is clean. I mean, this was I believe a one-owner guitar if I remember correctly. No major nicks or dings up here. It looks like maybe, if we can get it to focus here, there is a very, very tiny amount of finish wear that I am trying to show you, but not quite happening today. There we go. You can kind of see it where it's just a tiny little smidgen of wood kind of showing. So it looks like it might have rubbed up against something. So very minor, but it is there. Got some light scratches on the back that would polish out. Gibson Custom. Yeah, and there's not much to say on this one. Luckily, whoever did do the nut replacement, they didn't damage the finish at all. They just kind of messed up cutting the nut. So no major wear or tear to speak of on the neck, really. But you do have some wear on the back. What I'm guessing most of this light scratching and finish dulling along this edges is it was sitting in its case for a while, and they kind of move in their case like when you pick them up and like during the shipping process, and that can kind of lightly micro scratch the back of the guitar. That kind of causes the finish dulling that you're seeing. But very clean. I mean, once again, 99% of what you see could be polished out. This is comparable to a new guitar, but definitely not mint or anything like that. The inside of here, I guess I'm not 100% up to spec on 2007, but it's wired 50 style. I'm almost going to say it was rewired to that, like when they did the nut, but I could be wrong on that one. But it is Gibson pots in there, so you're clear to go on that. Strap locks were on this guitar at one point in time. I just switched them back to the stocks for you. And you got your light wear on the sides as well as on the other side. It does come with its original case, which is a Gibson custom case. It has light wear and tear as well. Typical under the bedroom bed type of wear. Nice maroon interior. You've got a lot of case candy in here. There's what I believe is the original nut. So lots of case candy. You got your custom polishing kit there, and truss rod adjustment tool, as well as a lot of all the other case candy. But however, you don't have the certificate of authenticity, which, you know, I can 100% verify that this is a legitimate Gibson. You don't need a piece of paper to tell you that, but I do find it strange. This is probably one of those ones where Guitar Center lost the COA. But you do have all that other cool case candy. It's a cool guitar. If you're looking for a very cool Les Paul custom in a Silverburst finish that doesn't cost $5,000 new, this is the one for you. Alright, Troglodytes, thank you for tuning in. If you think you might be interested in this guitar, feel free to contact me on my Facebook page, facebook.com/Troglys, TROGOYS. You can also check out the Reverb and or eBay listings. Hey, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to see all the guitars I have for sale and when they come for sale. Alright, catch you later, Troglodytes. Bye.